When Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, he was taken to the pinnacle of the temple, and he was shown all the kingdoms of the world. And he was told, if you'll just fall down and worship me, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world. And he said no. The person who's going to be the Antichrist is going to have nothing special about his birth, is going to have nothing special or remarkable about his upbringing. However, he's going to have the same temptation that Jesus did. And when he's offered all the kingdoms of the world that reside in Satan's hand until the title deed to the earth is presented before all the people by the Lamb that was slain, that paid the price, who was our kinsman, to redeem all that human race has lost. He'll be offered those kingdoms and he will accept. And that's when his ministry, if you will, a ministry for the devil, is going to take off. Like I said, we could go through a whole bunch of stuff. The scripture tells us in the 12th chapter of Daniel that there's going to be a time of trouble that's going to be worse than anything anybody has ever seen. I believe he says that so that no one will be able to confuse the events that occurred in history with Antiochus Epiphanes with a definite series of events that will come in our future. And do you notice what it says about the people who are left? It says they're going to be cleansed through this process. I believe what it's talking about. They are going to be faced with who this false Messiah is. They, Daniel's people, are going to review what the scripture says about Jesus. And they are going to come to the conclusion that Jesus is the Messiah and that he's coming back. And because of their faith in that truth, they're going to be saved. Wow. Questions?
What do you think about the proposition that the Antichrist could actually be Muslim, the Mahdi?
You know what? Since you and I talked about that, I made a decision that I was going to really study that. And at any rate, I'm doing that right now, Larry. And if I could, I'd like to wait to give you that answer until I've read everything that I think I need to read. I'll tell you why. There's a brother whose Bible study ability I consider to be extremely good, and he takes that position. And I want to make sure that I have really gone through that to give you a genuine and an honest answer.
I see it that after Damascus is destroyed by a couple of devices from Israel, that the Mahdi comes forward and negotiates a peace, giving Israel the authorization to rebuild the temple. And the only way they could do that is with the consent of the Muslims.
Well, one of the difficulties with that is there are Muslim nations that stand against the Antichrist. We know that because when it talks about Moab, Edom, all that, that's Jordan.
Yeah.
And they stand against the Antichrist and defend the 144,000 Jews at Petra. So that's where I'm having trouble. So I'm reading through it. Okay, honest answer. Anybody else? Okay.